In the wilderness, where darkness swallows the light and cold winds penetrate the bones, silent predators move silently. Without fail, without mercy, only the strong survive. There are assassins as fast as lightning, powerful warriors who take down enemies many times larger, and ghosts that lurk in the dark, mysterious and invulnerable. Enter the world of silent warriors, where strength and skill beyond imagination await the moment to strike. Welcome to a journey to explore the mysterious wild world and cold-blooded predators. Say hello to this formidable hunter. There are nearly 40 species of cats and animals, each with their own deadly superpowers. Some are good at ambushing, some are agile, and some are great at deterring. Some of them are even the fastest land predators. Meet the cheetah. The cheetah's claws can grip the ground like the tread of a tire. Its tail is more than 0.6 meters long, helping it keep its balance when making sharp turns. With its flexible spine, it can run with a stride of up to 6 meters. It is the fastest land predator. As for how the cheetah can lock onto its prey while chasing at such a fast speed, we have only recently discovered this secret. But it all depends on the body of the cheetah. But it all starts with the fact that the cheetah is the only species that dominates the Kyushu region. When it comes to breeding, it releases a special pheromone scent that attracts males from miles away. The chases and high-speed fights will determine the winner of the right to mate. After about 90 days of gestation, it gives birth to 3 to 5 young, which are hidden in the bushes and must constantly move the nest every few days to avoid being sniffed out by predators. Every time it hunts, it is forced to leave its young behind, and it is always a gamble of survival. The survival rate is extremely low. Only about 1 in 10 young make it to adulthood. When it comes to hunting, the cheetah does not rely on strength, but on nature's perfect refinement of speed. It chooses open terrain, crawls low, and keeps a distance of less than 70 meters. If it is discovered, it gives up, because only surprise ensures victory. When the opportunity comes, it bursts out at a speed of up to 100 to 110 kilometers per hour in just a few seconds. The long tail helps it change direction like a rudder, and the non-retractable claws help it grip the ground like the tread of a racing car tire. The flexible spine allows each stride to be up to 6 meters long. But that speed can only be maintained for a few dozen seconds. If it cannot take down its prey in time, it will have to give up to avoid exhaustion to the point of death. Its attack strategy is also special. Instead of rushing straight in, it cuts sideways, causing the prey to lose balance, then bites the neck and then carries it back to its nest before another creature arrives. Under the red sunset of the Luangwa Valley, Zambia, a land where every tree and blade of grass bears the marks of a battle for survival, Africa's most powerful family of predators is preparing for their next battle. It is the LUANGWA Lion Pride, consisting of nearly 20 individuals, a perfect hunting organization, where power comes not from a single individual, but from a masterful cooperative strategy. In the middle of the pride is a nearly 140-kilogram alpha male, a living monument of power and experience. His jaws carry nearly 8 centimeters long teeth, designed to crush the windpipe and spine in a single bite. His claws are as sharp as scalpels, hidden in his thick skin, ready to spring out when needed to kill or attack an enemy. In the mist, where the ground still smelled of blood and dust, a pride of lions was silently observing. Before them was a huge target, a herd of huge, strong buffalo, with hundreds of watchful eyes and horns that could knock away any predator. But the lions were not afraid. On the contrary, they were calculating. They split into many directions, hiding in the tall grass, keeping absolutely silent. Every step was part of the plan, forcing the buffalo to turn, choosing the weakest and surrounding them in an instant. The herd of wild buffalo quietly approached the riverbank. The river surface was as smooth as a mirror, only rippling slightly when the heavy hooves touched it. There was no loud noise, only the sound of trickling water and the steady breathing of the large animals. They crossed one after another, each step slow but sure. The leaders led the way, while the young ones were surrounded in the middle of the herd, moving as a unified, durable and orderly mass. But behind that tranquility, in the bushes along the bank, the silhouettes of predators were silently moving. A pride of lions was lurking, each pair of golden eyes glinting in the shade, fixed on the herd of buffalo wading across the river. Not a roar, not a sound, only deathly silence. They lay low, blending into the dry grass, waiting for the perfect moment. Every muscle tensed, every breath held tight, all preparing for the decisive sprint. The prey had no idea that the nightmare was right in front of them. And when the time comes, chaos will erupt in an instant. Suddenly, like a thunderclap in the clear sky, a lioness rushed out of the bushes at lightning speed. The sound of buffalo hooves stomping on the water surface was loud. The buffalo herd scattered in panic, but it was too late for a young buffalo behind. The lion attacked straight at the throat. The bite was as strong as steel pincers, digging deep into the thick skin. The victim struggled, its giant feet pounding the ground and water in a desperate attempt to escape. But the lion did not fight alone. The others in the herd quickly approached, pouncing on the buffalo's body, claws clamping down tightly. Amid the dense forests and tangled swamps of South America, a silent but equally terrifying creature lurks in wait. The true king of the jungle, the jaguar, weighing in at over 200 kilograms. Its entire head is almost a mass of muscle, accounting for 60% of its mass, born not to roar, but to kill in silence. Its long, sharp fangs are like sharp ice spikes, designed to penetrate even the hardest natural armor of reptiles. What makes it a living legend of South America is its incredible jaw force. A quick, clean, and decisive bite can shatter a skull or pierce through the steel-thick back armor of a caiman crocodile. It does not need the speed of a cheetah, nor does it need a team like a lion. Alone in the dark, it is a mobile death sentence for any weak creature unlucky enough to be targeted. Beneath the murky waters of the Paraguayan swamps, a renowned predator is silently closing in on its most formidable target, the giant crocodile. This time the prey is not easy. Weighing up to 45 kilograms, with skin as thick as steel and possessing up to 74 sharp teeth, a creature with a near-perfect defense. But TUFAO is no ordinary person. Without hesitation, the jaguar silently rushes into the water where every movement is potentially dangerous. In the pitch-black water, TUFAO activates a special ability, 24 super-sensitive sensory whiskers, which can sense the slightest vibrations underwater. These help it pinpoint the crocodile's weak spot at the back of its neck. Everything happens in a flash. Claws part the water, teeth grip and bite, guided by absolute feeling. There is no loud noise. There is no chase. Only silence remained in the whirlpool, as the predator disappeared into the darkness with its spoils, leaving the water just barely calm again. In the arid forests of India, where every falling leaf makes the forest hold its breath, where every little sound can mean life or death, the animals here live in a state of absolute alertness. They know that there is a silent force present, not making a sound, not leaving a trace, but always watching every movement in the forest. That is Shanti, a powerful female Bengal tiger. Weighing nearly 140 kilograms, her body is like a flexible and powerful muscle. Compared to a small house cat like Misty, Shanti is 10 times larger, but moves as lightly as a breeze through the leaves. To survive in this harsh land, Shanti needs more than strength. She needs patience like a rock, silent feet, and the ability to act precisely to the split second. But Shanti's hunt was never easy. The dry landscape under the scorching sun made every step echo through the forest. Dry leaves shattered like glass under her claws, and branches fell everywhere. The slightest sound could alert the entire forest. In the distance, exactly 180 meters away, was her target. A herd of spotted deer moving into the clearing, but Shanti knew that time was not on her side. These wary herbivores would only stay there for 30 minutes before retreating deeper into the forest, where the confusing terrain would make approaching them nearly impossible. And there was one number that haunted every pounce. 5.5 meters was the ultimate limit, the maximum distance from which Shanti could deliver the killing blow with absolute precision. If she exceeded it, even by half a step, the whole plan would collapse. The prey would panic, the forest would be in chaos, and Shanti would have to wait many more days for another similar opportunity. Between life and hunger, there was only absolute silence. Footsteps as light as a breeze, every muscle tensed, every breath controlled like music. She could not afford to make a mistake. But Shanti is no ordinary hunter. She carries the massive body of one of the largest cats on the planet. And that means high risks. Just step on a dry branch, and the whole forest will know of her presence. However, Shanti possesses a secret weapon that no prey can see, no predators can guard against. 50 pressure-sensitive hairs spread across her body like a biological radar network. Each hair can sense the movement of air currents, changes in air pressure, or even the position of a branch lying tilted under a dry leaf. All that data is sent instantly to the brain, where Shanti creates a perfect 360-degree map of her surroundings. Without a sound, without a misstep, she glides silently through the forest like a shadow. And finally, she enters the attack zone without a single eye, without a sound. The hunt had begun before the prey realized it was being watched. Shanti was as still as a mossy rock. The wind in the forest was silent. No rustling leaves, no bird song. Her every breath was so perfectly controlled that it was as if the entire forest had stopped, waiting for the fateful moment. In front of her, exactly 5.5 meters away, a spotted deer was bowing its head to eat grass, completely unaware. This was the ideal position. The position for a jump. The position for an assassin. And then in a tenth of a second, the rippling muscles under the yellow stripes snapped like compressed springs. Shanti lunged. The pounce carried the full force of a 140-kilogram predator. Claws were wide open, fangs flashing like steel in the forest light. There was no time for the prey to react. No alarm, no second chances. This was not just an attack. This was an absolute symphony of speed, power, and silence. At an altitude of nearly 5,500 meters, where the air is so thin that every step pierces the lungs, Aiklo, a lone snow leopard, faces the greatest challenge of his life, finding a mate in a land that is almost devoid of life. There are fewer than 4,000 snow leopards left in the wild, and the frozen forests of the Himalayas make finding another one nearly impossible. Aiklo's territory spans more than 1,500 square kilometers, but within those hundreds of kilometers, the chance of encountering a breeding female is only a few days a year. The wind whistles through the thick snow, silently covering the faint footprints of a female snow leopard that had passed through 4 days earlier. But Aiklo is undaunted, with a nearly meter-long tail to help keep his balance, a 13-centimeter thick coat to withstand the cold, and special scent glands on his cheeks. He leaves love letters all over the cliffs as a kind of invisible signal between those who live in silence. He has a secret weapon, his sense of direction, which connects him to his fellow humans through an invisible network of scents that spans the mountain slopes. He leaves behind scent glands in his cheeks, combined with urine, that contain personal information such as age, reproductive status, and even the time of his passage. A kind of dating profile in the frozen wilderness. 3 days passed, no signal, no response. Aiklo kept walking, crossing razor-sharp cliffs in the bitter cold. He was not just a lover, he was a survivalist. His muscular forelegs helped him absorb the impact of each leap across the ravine. His 3-foot-long tail kept him balanced between the wind and the slippery rocks. His 5-inch thick fur covered his entire body like a soft armor, protecting him from the bone-chilling cold. But the biological clock did not wait. Time was running out. The female snow leopard's estrus only lasted a few days each year. If not, Aiklo will have to wait for another ice season. Amidst the cold sea of snow and the icy silence, a faint signal suddenly appeared, a strange scent wafting through the air. Aiklo paused. It was not ice, it was not wind. It was an invisible love letter of a female snow leopard. With a sensitive tongue, Aiklo gently licked each snowflake carrying the scent and pushed it to the roof of his mouth, where the special smelling organ was hidden behind his sharp teeth. A stream of information spread straight to his brain. Age, reproductive status, time of passing. It was indeed a female, and she was ready. But that faint hope came with pressure. The sign had been left for 4 days. Maybe she had gone far away, or her breeding season had ended. But Aiklo had no choice. This was the only chance, or never. He stood on the mountaintop roaring loudly, even though he was the only big cat that could not roar like a lion. The sound was sharp, piercing, like a call that pierced through the snow and into every crevice of the rocks. An urgent message. I am here. Hear me. sound answered. Software but clear. A female had heard the call. They found each other in the harsh mountains, bonding for a few short days. But that was enough. When they parted, the female leopard carried with her the new life of the Himalayas, a miracle in the cold snow and ice. The video ends here. Thank you for watching our video. Wish everyone a happy new day. If you like it, please give us a like and subscribe to receive the best videos.